journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, I want to bring a little bit of things that I learned back on the floor of the exchange there in Chicago, in the S&P pits. This is the S&P futures. You'll notice here that we came in early night, the low of the early morning, around 2 o'clock in the morning, New York time. Let's try that again. Midnight New York time. We were making a perfect 61% retracement. Here's where we were in the middle of the night coming into the opening. There was the opening. But look, we went up and we almost matched that high. Do you see that? That's a big move, folks, from 590. That's a 70-point move up to here, 70 down, 70 up. But what I want you to see is the real cash market, the S&P cash, and this is the one they were trading real money. You see, it did not make a new high. In fact, it missed the old high. This was where we hit it on the S&P here. But you see, it didn't make it. Oh, wait a minute. I see what I've done wrong. This is an hourly chart. The other one was a shorter term. Anyway, this is what we were watching here. It didn't quite make the 61% retracement. We did it on the futures, but the cash market has been way behind all during this time. So that may or may not be a sign of weakness. And believe me, this doesn't have much weakness because every time it drops 70, it goes back 70 or 80. So haven't taken out those highs yet from back here. We take out these highs, folks, going back to the old washboard and pull out some charts and see what I did wrong with this one. But right now, I still think that we still have a chance for the market to be lower. Every time somebody opens his mouth, it seems like the market will go up or down 1,000 points, and you got to be aware of that. But it's doing it normally, so there's nothing dramatic going on here. Now we've got another market that is getting ready to make something very dramatic happen here. Now let me get up here and just show you right now. This is the smaller time frame on the gold. Okay, now this is a 2-minute chart. All right, now we made a higher high back here the other day at 72. Okay, we made another high today right now, and as you can see, we have an ABCD pattern lining up here for a possible high up here around 2878. So far, the high has been 2877. Why is that important? Folks, I'm not actually sure, but let me show you something just from history. When I worked on the floor there, I worked with Byron Tucker and Leo Malamed. He ran Leo's Dalshire Trading and also Goldman Sachs' thing on the floor. And the one thing that Leo was really big on was watching volume and open interest. And here is the volume of the gold as it was going up. You can see open interest is rising and volume is rising. Now look what's happened here, folks, since January the 27th. We've got dropping volume, and you see this open interest? Open interest is dropping. This was as January 31st. This means there's not new players coming in, and that is a bad sign. Here it is as of last night. Look at this. Open interest is dropping. Volume is dropping. This is not a good sign. However, the market can keep going up because shorts are in there, and believe me, you haven't got enough money to cover the shorts if you're in a position that wants to run ad infinitum. But let's get it up here. We'll see. That's what we're watching here. So I'm keeping an eye. This is not a trade recommendation, boys and girls. Not at all. I'm just giving you a little information about open interest, and we'll see what happens if we do get to that level. You see, we've made new highs since early this morning. We're actually trading above those highs. So very, very interesting as we see this unfold here. Now, if you remember yesterday, we were talking about the cattle market. You can see there's where we were. We opened today down another 2 cents. This market is heading lower. You see it's going to be going down to this level here, which is 196. And as we look at that, we'll just draw the old ABCD pattern in here. And hold on one second. Let me get this. Oh, they love to trick me here. All right, there's the high right there. There's your low right there, and that's going to come in right at your 1.618 down here at 96. That's down 10 cents in live cattle, folks, and that's going to be a pretty significant correction, because if we go down to the 4-hour chart, we're probably going to see that it's going to be banging on the door, hopefully. There we have a 382 in here, because there's the last low we had was way back here. So we're already through the 382 on that one. I can see that already. We're already at the 50%. This is where it's going to come into. It's going to come into this level right here, which is the 61% retracement of this move right here. Now we got a low way back here. So let's just double check to see if that's where the 382 is going to come in. And sure enough, there it is right there. I just did this, folks. I hadn't done it before. Anyway, that's going to be the 382 off of the low way back here in September. This is going to be major support here in the cattle. So if you're looking for a place to get long cattle, this is the biggest correction we've had. And look, you're going to have that ABCD pattern lining up. Just draw it in again so you can see it. Of course, everything could change if somebody stops eating meat, but there it is right there. Well, it's drawn wrong. I have to draw it the right way. This is the way you should do it at home. Hard to get pencils in the computer, but there's your AB leg right there. And if you clone that, there's your CD leg right there, and that's where she's going, 196, 2 points from where we are. That I'm going to put the limit minder in, because tomorrow would be a day you really want to take a look at the long side of cattle. You know, nobody wanted to sell it up here, and nobody wants to buy it down here. So you've got to think opposite of what the people are trying to think of. So just keep that in mind as we're looking at these things here unfolding. Okay. All right, now let's move over, and I got a few other things that I want to cover. We're done with the cattle here. I'm going to cover the currencies, but right after we come back from the break. And also I have a special presentation here on the Canadian dollar from one of my students, and it's really spectacular, folks, to see. Remember, this is not a recommendation to sell gold up here, folks. Repeat after me. This is not a recommendation to sell gold up here. We're only $1 away from the old high. That's coming in at, I got the beeper in right there, 2878. So when it hits, we'll take a look at it, but it could go exploding all the way up here to this 284, maybe beyond that and beyond that and beyond that. Look at this low. You see that low right there, folks? You believe it. There was your first 382 from the low early this morning right there. There's your second 382 from the lower back here. This thing's bullish. I mean, it's heading to 2878. So that's, you can see, well, I don't think we made a little 382 on this one here because it was too small, but let's just double check it just for kicks and giggles. And no, we didn't get there. We missed it by about $1, but that's a very short term. But it's very quiet, and you can see it's getting up there. So we're going to find out what gold's got in it as it keeps on moving. It keeps on trucking, as they say in the trade. I hope you enjoyed that part about the cash index, because it used to be important. Whether it is or not anymore, no one's sure. But Byron wanted me to bring it to your attention today and asked me to talk about the old days, because when we first started trading the S&P, folks, back on April the 16th of 1982, it was really amazing, because they had to go into the T-bill pit and the Jenny May pit to get people to come into the pit to take their pictures. There was only one person in the SPY pit, and that was a person that was filling orders, and there were no orders to fill because nobody was doing anything. So Leo forced us to trade, and we just bought and sold just for commissions and stuff. But anyway, that's the old days. We'll be right back, folks. 877-927-6648.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The events for this month are February 14th and 21st, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN. educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is the GDX, which is the Van Eck Gold Miners ETF. These are gold miners. You can see we are trading the high today has been 40.18. The 618 retracement is 40.09. So we're right there right now in the Van Eck ETF. One of our listeners called in last week. If you remember, we were talking about this level right here, and I said anywhere in this area I'd be looking to lighten up on the gold. When you look at the futures, they're making new highs, but as I mentioned, the open interest is not good, the volume is not good, but folks, this thing could go up for 2 months that way, so you don't want to do this as a trade. It's not a trade that you want to be doing. Okay, so that's the main thing that you want to keep your eyes on as you're watching this unfold. So I'm going to get rid of this right now, and then we're going to come over here, and we're going to go back, and I want to focus here on that soybean meal position. Where did I put it? When I give these recommendations, I want to tell you where the stop should be. So let me come up here, and we'll get that soybean position. This is soybean meal. All it's doing, folks, had a big ABCD last night. We'll get that hourly chart up. Okay, and now you see it's already underwater by about $40, so you got to be careful here. There was the ABCD here last night. There was a third, okay? Today we had a big run up. There was your 382 in the middle of the night, and then we had the opening right here, and then the market has skyrocketed up, and now we're trading above the number. You would have been selling at 314. Right now it's at 314.30, so you would be out 20. You'd be out $20. All right. So what we're going to do is there's a 786 on the long-term picture. All right. So we have to decide how much we're going to risk. Now this contract is worth $31,400. Okay. So if you took 1% of that, which would be $3, you would be able to put your stop, and we're going to put it in right here. And this is what you have to go by, because when you're wrong, you got to get out of Dodge. 317.0. So if it gets to that, you're going to lose $2.60, $260 if it gets to 317. That's up here. So, it's got to go to that level right there, and then you will lose $260. You just lost another $20 as we were talking because it went from 30 to 50, but that's where the stop is. Now, the folks on the floor and the folks that are trading all over the world, they don't look at numbers like we do, folks. So, that's what we're doing here, and hopefully that helps. The one in crude oil worked great yesterday. This one may or may not work great, but this is one, if you believe in the numbers, this is what you had to do. Now, yesterday or this morning, look at the 618 here, folks. You can't do this one because look at this strength on the open. You went through that like it didn't even exist. In fact, that would have been a buying opportunity probably as you passed through that. Took out all these O's high. Now you're up in here, this level right here, and it's going nuts. But you're only out $50. Well, I have to tell you a story. When I was in Drexel Burnham, I had an actor that played what was the name of that thing? The Mod Squad. Anyway, he was the commander, Captain Greer, and he was my very, very dear friend. He adopted me like a son, and he would come into the office before he went out on the location, and I was in there telling a guy doing the same thing here. Look, we're in this soybean meal, but we're only out $30, and this is doing that, and this is doing that. He took a piece of paper and he's on the other side of the desk, and he wrote SLBS, and I'm on the phone, and I put the phone down. I said, "What the hell is this?" He says, "Tell him he's still losing, but slowly." And I kept that piece of paper forever. I don't know what happened to it, but it was really. Ty Gandrews was his name. He was a best friend of Kirk Kerkorian, who I got to know and be familiar with him, and also Mike Connors. They were all lived on the same street there in Sherman Oaks, California. Okay, anyway, let's move over here to get to what's talking about. The gold's still there, hasn't made a new high, but it's going to. Just be safe. I want to show you one other thing here. This is the main thing that I want to talk about today, right now. This is a chart from my good friend Teresa. And this is the Canadian dollar going back way back here. Now these are long-term weekly bars, and as you can see here, it's made a triple top up in this area. We already talked about this before, the ABCD that we went up in here, but the harmonics here are just absolutely unbelievable. Now, you try to learn from everything that you're doing. So let's go back here because we were focusing on this as this was happening. So let's take that Canadian dollar because as it was happening, let's get up here and you'll see it 1 second as soon as we get up here. Remember, we had that news announcement came out. Okay, there was the big move right here. Now, what we were doing is we went to the daily chart and we saw this explosive move to the upside. So the first thing we said is I don't know why this hasn't should fill in, but yeah, there it is, finally filled in. We said, is there a possibility of that being a top? So all we did is we went back and looked at that small ABCD right when we were on the air. This is where it was Sunday, but I talked about it then. Then as the market came down on Monday, you see you made your first 382 retracement right there. Okay, now you see from this one here, there was your second 382 retracement right here, correct? Now that told you that the ABCD on this is going to be down in this area right about there. And look where we are just about now. We went a little bit below it, but here's the one this morning. You see this nice move here? The thing rallies 100 pips. That's $1,000. And look where it stopped, exactly at the 382 of that other high. Let's get these out of the way here so you can see them unfold here. Right off the 382 of that other high that was right there. That's how it builds itself up. Well, it went a little tiny bit above it to the 50%. It might have made the exact 382 off for this one. Let's double check here. No, it was, they're within a pip. Yeah, they are both within a pip apart. Yeah, there was a number right there. That was early morning. And now you see if you come down. And if you looked at it real close, and use the 382. Remember this, you can see an hourly figures on this because each one of these groups here, there's your first 382, and you got another 382 in here, and now it looks like you made just another one just a minute ago. Let's just double check to see how close that one was. That one didn't quite make it. But now we're down. We'll probably get a little bounce in here. Let's take a quick look at this on the 4 hour so we can see the first area of support. We're going to draw that in. Wow, that's going to come in from this one way back here. This is a big correction, right? Oh, we got to go back farther than that. Got to go to this one right here, way back in November. We're already through the 382 of the one in November, folks. This is a major top here. We just made the 50% here. This should be really strong support unless someone changes their minds about tariffs. Otherwise, it's going to be breaking even more. Now, we're going to do some of the other currencies when we come back from the break, but that's what we're watching here. Now, all of these things, as you look at this on the 4-hour chart, we didn't do this with the 4-hour. We did it with the daily. But there's your A leg right here. Okay, now there's your B leg right here. There's your low on Friday, and then the news came out, and there's where you went to, and you had a big gap right here, correct? So what do you do when you have a big gap? You got to add 1.27 to the CD leg, and you just do that by this way, 127. I owe this to my good friend Bryce Gilmore, and there's your high right there, 14794, and the high was 14932. Very, very close. All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. 877-927-6648.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look at the bond market. This is one of the larger markets. The largest, of course, of the commodity markets is the Treasury notes. Treasury bonds are right behind them. Notes are about 6 times more. But anyway, there's your ABCD that we had right there. If you remember looking at this on the daily, it was the ABCD on the daily right to the main thing, and then we backed off. Today's low, you can see, was right at a 382 of the bottom, right back here. That's what held that. It took out that low, and it's had a pretty good rally off of that. That tells you this this index still has the potential to be bullish. As we look at this right now, you can see here we've had there was a bottom. You can see we had the rally back, and the rally back is taking us up just about exactly to the 61% retracement today, which would come in right about here. Now this will tell us, if we start getting above here, this will tell us this top is going to be taken out. But right now, I don't know if it's going to be or not. When I look at these charts, folks, believe it or not, I don't know anything other than whether the stocks are going up and down. Look at this stuff. Honest to God, I don't. I look at divergences and stuff like that. But, even if what you got to do is when you're wrong, the perfect example is the stock market, folks. I'm so bearish I can't even get up in the morning. It's time to look at these things. Now, do I have a position on? Very, very small. Now, you hear that sound that's going on? Listen to that. You hear that sound? That's the limit going on, that the soybean meal has just collapsed. It's dropped $20, folks. So you've made enough for half of 2 submarine sandwiches. Anyway, keep your stop working in there. If you're playing with short chips and you did that and you sold it at 314, the high was 314.50, you could put your stop at 313.50. In fact, that's probably not a bad idea for everybody to do that, because it's got to hold that level. And the fact that it went up there, it went up there, kicked it out. Now it's trading a little bit below it. The highest so far has been 314.90. Okay, and right now we're at 313.90. So if you get rid of this, and this is how you. Oh, it's really collapsing. Now it's $30. You got 3 submarine sandwiches. I shouldn't make fun of this stuff, but you got to have fun somewhere. All right, so what I'll do now is I'll just put my stop at the high of the day, which would be 316. So all you're going to be, 315. All you'd be risking here is $100, because this 314.90, this is 314 where you sold it. Right now it's 313.20. So you only risk $100. Boy, you can't get those odds. Even the slot machines in Las Vegas won't get you those kind of odds. So anyway, that's what you try to do when you manage these positions short term. Now, on this one, there's nothing to do here. But what I do want to do, because notes are so big, I haven't done this lately. I'll cover a couple stocks. Don't worry, we'll do Apple, Tesla, and a couple of the others that people have asked about. We'll do that in a break here. But there is the notes right here, and I'm going to get these up, put the daily up on the notes, because they did not. You can see here on this, notes have been going sideways after this little tiny rally that stopped at the 50%. Now, the bonds stopped at the 382. The notes stopped at 0.50. They're the larger market. Now, we've been here at this level right here. So you see we've been here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days at this level. So what we need to do is we need to go down to a 4-hour chart and see if the low today, right there, was, in fact, you see there was remember that ABCD that we talked about right there on the bottom back there on the 12th of January. Now, look at this low. You see how we've come down here? If that's a 382, this is telling you this market still has legs to go to the upside. So you put it in right there. There it is, folks. I mean, you're talking within one tick. You took out the highs of the 29th, the lows of the 29th, and the lows of February 23rd. And look, within one tick, and you've had a pretty good. This is a lot of money in Treasury notes, folks. That's telling you that this has got a chance for these things to go higher. So there's nothing bearish about them at all. Longer term, I'm very bearish, but short term, this is where it should have stopped. So those are a couple of the things that I'm watching today for what it's worth. Someone asked me a question, how do the stocks and bonds relate? Folks, that's a question for mortality. When you go to meet the maker, you'll wherever she's located up there, you ask her, because nobody else knows. Sometimes it's a flight to quality, sometimes it's a flight to safety. You just don't know what they're going to do. Longer term, that bond chart and note chart look very, very bearish, folks. So that's my 2 cents worth, and I'm sticking to it. All right, I'll get rid of the bonds right here, and let's move over to the foreign currency, and we're going to start out here with the good old euro right in here. Get this up here. Here it is right here is the euro over the last few days. Now, we had the 382 retracement, and that was yesterday. And this morning when I sent the video out, I said it looks like it's going to come down and go up and make this ABCD pattern right here. I said that on the video, and I said, where is it going to go? I said, it's going to go right up there. And so so you drew the high down to your low right here. You went right up to it. Bada bing, bada boom, there you are. Why did I think that? You remember this number, 10215, from way back on February the 3rd? Let me show you here. That's that same number right back here, just basically a double bottom when you look at this on the long-term weekly. So all it did is it went down here and matched that same low again, and now it's having a little bit of a rally. That's basically telling us that the U.S. dollar is fighting for its proverbial life. So let's go and take a look at the U.S. dollar. We'll come up here and get the old DXY right in here. And what we're going to do, we're going to start out on the daily because we had that big jump up, and look what's happened. There was the big jump up. See, we expected it to get to here, but with the speech that came out, it went all the way to there. So we don't have control on who's going to be talking, but there was the low from the previous day. There was Sunday night. Okay, this is Monday, Tuesday. So all you got to do is you got to go down, and from there's your low to your high right here, and that takes you right up to the area. Now, have no control over this, but you can see we had this big explosion. You do the 1.27 of this because it's such a wide bar. It looked that wide at the time early in the morning, but let's get this so we can do this together. And I want to put that 1.27 in there to prove to you that Bryce Gilmore had me do so many of these. I was doing them in my sleep many years ago. And there's your high right up there within a heartbeat. And now as it's coming down, we should have some pretty strong support as it's coming down. Or this is... Oh, see, it's already through the 618 as the euro's going higher. So that's telling you that it's weakening up. So the U.S. dollar weakens. That usually means that gold is strengthening, and that's probably why gold is up here knocking on the door, just getting ready. I think we might have made a new high. Let's just double check here as we see here. Nope, the high is it's going to get to 78, so don't even. The beeper will go off in just a minute, so don't even worry about that one. Okay, let's get this out of the way here. And I've already covered the Canadian. I need to do the British pound. Oh, we got to take a break. I think we're on a break already. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, I got an early birthday present today. I got a call from John Jameson. I talk to him every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I have for many years, 7 for sure. But I met John 25 years ago, back in London. I was giving a seminar there, and he happened to be attending, and he liked, what I was looking at, and so we became friends. We worked together, and he was living in Perth, Australia for those 10 years, so we did a lot of communicating. I went over to see him once. He went over to see me several times in California and also here. He loved this stock here when it was 23. That was Palantir, and mainly because the guy that was running the thing was really big in artificial intelligence. John sold it up here at 78, and of course the earnings came out and had this big move. It's down quite a bit from the early morning high. We'll just take a quick look. See there was the high. It's backed off virtually nothing. But the reason why it's important is he said, the stuff we worked on many years ago, this was when we had floppy disks, folks, and really slow computers, and it was all astrology related because John has basically photographic memory, and you give him a book in 10 minutes, he can tell you what's in the book and the words on the page. But he said, remember those things we worked off with Moon and Venus and stuff that were working so well? He said, I found it. He said, I've got to do something with this. And I said, look no further. I'll help you do a book if I can, because some of the stuff is really cool. It's about cycles of Mercury and the Moon and all those. The Moon cycle is what, 28 and a quarter days. Mercury is 88 days. Venus is 256. So those are the numbers of that. So I had a calendar. When you see the calendar, all that stuff on the calendar is astrology because it's related to the numbers. So all you do, they add that to what's going on with the markets, and sometimes you come up with some really good stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen with it, but he was very excited, and he got me excited about it today. So we want to be able to look at. So that's what Palantir is doing. Next, let's take a look here. That's Palantir. We'll get rid of that again. The next one we're going to look at here is NVIDIA. It is still the wicked stepsister. You can see it's in a downtrend, folks. Nobody seems to be interested in it anymore. Maybe this thing with Deep Six or whatever is correct. I don't know, but you can see we have lower. Let's just look at it just to see the old 382 system here. There was early morning low. We rallied up about $10. Let's see how close it came to the high of the other day. Went to the 50% retracement. That was a difference of $1. Now we're trading a little bit below it. As we look at Tesla here, Tesla's having a tiny bit of an up move from yesterday to today, but it's gone really nowhere. I still believe that we're heading towards 362. And the reason I say that is if you look at just these last few days of action here, this is between the 3rd and the 4th, 1 day's action. Let's see if it made the early morning high yesterday. Did it hit it? It sure did. That tells you that this is where we're going. We're going down to 362. In this one, I'll be looking at a place to go short Tesla because I think that's where it's going to be headed. But, I'm not a stock trader, so that's it. So we looked at NVIDIA, we looked at that, and we need to look at Mr. Appel, who's right up here. And we'll get this up here and take a quick look at it. And there's where we are. It's having a nice little ABCD move here. Let's just check and see how close it is to the 382 of the high that it made back here at 246. See, some of these stocks, folks, are actually having a little rough time. And today's 382 would have been here at 233.79, and the high was 233. So missed it by 79 cents so far, but it's still trading, so it'll probably get there a little bit later. So that's what we're watching here in the stocks. And we had one other stock that someone wanted to look at, and that was, hold on a second, I've got it right up here, and that is Netflix. I haven't seen this chart since Hector was a pup. Whoa, this is a big one. Okay, there it is right here. I've never had anything to do with this, okay? Wow, look at the swings in this stock, folks. This is totally, absolutely amazing. Gee whiz, they must be having something to do with entertainment. This is just an incredibly bullish chart. Wow, well, let's just do it for kicks and giggles. There's a low right here, and there's your, well, it doesn't even make a 382 retracement there. It doesn't make one there. It makes a small retracement here, but this is just they must not have much of a float out here either, folks, because look at this. This is, let's look at the weekly. Not that it would make any difference. See, if I'm looking at, well, there it is. There's your 1.618 on the weekly, if that means anything, but that comes in at 191.30. And the high today has been 194. So I think that is it. Yeah, the high has been 100.6. So let's make sure it's today. Hold on. No, the high has been 104.4. Okay, so I don't know. I wouldn't touch that stock. I mean, if there's no swings in here, folks, you got to have volatility to make money in these damn things. If you don't see that, stand aside. That's it. I wouldn't buy this stock. I mean, not looking at the long-term, weekly setting here at 1.618 of this whole range here from 20 to 22. This is telling you, see, I had some nice retracements in here when you looked at it on the weekly, but the daily, there's no retracements there at all to do anything with. So I can't touch that stuff. It's one of the reasons why I don't touch stocks. All right, get this out of the way. All right, we got the apple out of the way, and we have a question about the wheat, because wheat has been strong. And there's today's action. We pointed this out in the video last night. We had a big move here last night. You'll see the market had a rally early in the morning. Look at the pullback right here, folks. There it is right there, 382, and now we're going higher. How much higher? If we look at the hourly chart, we're going to go a little bit higher, but not a whole. Oh, we're almost there. Yeah, we're almost there. Well, we're already above the 74. We've got this last little one to do, and that would be it in wheat. And so we'll just look at that. That will take you here to 581. We're only 4 cents away from a big ABCD down in here. There's your A leg right here. There's B, C, D, and there you are right there. Now, if we look at this on the daily, where will we be? We'll be right up here at the old 618 on the long-term daily. Well, that would mean, because wheat is very heavily involved with cookies and pasta and bread, I would think that would mean that meal is going to have a little bit of trouble up in this area. So let's bring it back up here and see where we are. We're back to down $30 again. So that's all I'm going to be doing. Keep your stop. If it makes a new high, folks, don't mess with it, because I might be wrong. And like I say, I'm often wrong, but never in doubt. Corn, another one. Just a lot of these commodities, folks, have taken off. Well, the grain part is the cattle. They don't export that very much, but the grains is because of the tariffs. That stuff is very inflationary, folks. Tariffs. If you go back and read history about Herbert Hoover in the 20s, that's when Herbert Hoover was first guy to use tariffs, I believe, and didn't work out very well. So this is March corn, and look at this. We're back up to those old highs again. See, there's had a little bit of a pullback here, and we came within a penny or two. We didn't look at this. Corn only backed off 27 cents. This tells you that they must be making deals on soybeans and corn and wheat because these things are going higher. So that's my 2 cents worth, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see how the old clock on the wall says. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97, and with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Folks, I have to tell you one of my favorite stories about Drexel Burnham. I started there in 76, worked there all the way through 82, had a lot of nice people. My best client was definitely Tig Andrews, but Tig's best friend was Kirk Kerkorian and Mike Connors, the actor in Mannix. And Laren was in school back east in medical school in Boston, and she had a giant cell on her knee. That doesn't mean it's a big cell. It was just called a giant cell. It's very rare behind the knee. It was very hard to get to. There were only 4 or 5 doctors on the West Coast that did it, and she wanted to come home for the surgery. And so I said, okay, and we couldn't get an appointment. So my first thing is I called Drexel because they didn't operate on money. They operated on favors. And I asked my old boss, and he said, Larry, he says, why are you talking to me? He said, call Kerkorian, he'll get it for you. So I've been over there quite a few times. I knew his girl, Shirley, and I said, I really need to get a doctor. And she said, oh, just let me take care of that. And about half hour later, she called me back and said, USC is ready to see you. And so the next day, Laren went in and had the surgery. And the next day, we were getting ready to take her home. And I went down to pay the bill. And I had to pay the doctor $10,000. He wanted cash. That was the going rate back then in 79. What was that? That was 79. Yeah, it was 79. And what happened was I got to the counter to pay off, and the lady hands me an envelope, and inside the envelope is the $10,000. And the doctor never said anything, and I said, where's the bill? She said, there is no bill. She said, it's been paid by Tricinda Corporation. And Laren still has that bill. And anyway, he paid for the whole thing, and he paid for the doctor too. So that was one of my greatest stories that I told over those years. So that's the end of this story, folks. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude. And tomorrow we got Mr. Bill Cerubi out of the box. So we'll see you then. May God bless.